This is a story about a man who lost everything. Not his money, not his job, but his will to live. He lay on the floor of a crack house, naked. 106 pounds. Skin stretched thin. Bones sharp. His body was shutting down. His mind had given up. Everyone who knew him had already written his obituary. But what happened next changed his life, and thousands more. This is Khalil Rafati, and this is the story of how he rose from absolute rock bottom to building a multi-million-dollar juice empire. Los Angeles. Khalil arrived chasing the same dream so many others do, to make it big. He had energy, ambition, charisma. But behind the charm was a broken soul. He started selling drugs, then using them. First it was weed, then cocaine, then heroin, meth, crack. He spiraled so fast, he didn't even notice when he lost his home. One day, he looked around and realized he had nothing left. No job, no friends, no future. He was now living on Skid Row, one of the darkest corners of Los Angeles. "I didn't want to die," he said later. "I just didn't know how to live." One night in 2003, inside a filthy drug house near Echo Park, Khalil injected himself with heroin. Again. But this time, it was different. His heart started racing. His body trembled. Then it gave out. He collapsed on the floor, naked, unconscious, surrounded by strangers who didn't even flinch. An ambulance was called. By the time paramedics arrived, he had no pulse. He was dead. For nearly 2 full minutes. But somehow, his body refused to give up. When he woke up in the hospital, something had shifted. Not clarity. Not motivation. But a tiny voice inside him said, "If I don't change now, I will die." After that overdose, Khalil was sent to a rehab center in Malibu. He had no money, no belongings, just pain. In the early days of recovery, his body was in agony. Shaking. Vomiting. Night terrors. His brain screamed for drugs. His body begged for poison. That's when a staff member handed him something strange, a green juice. Kale. Ginger. Lemons. Spirulina. This isn't food, he thought. This is punishment. But something about it felt different. Within days, his skin started glowing. He had more energy. His cravings weakened. Every morning, he drank one more. And every morning, that tiny voice grew louder. "There's more to life than this." Khalil got clean. One day at a time. One green juice at a time. He stayed at the rehab center, not just as a client, but as a helper. He started making juices for others. Mixing ingredients. Testing flavors. People began to notice. "This is the best I've ever felt," one person said. "Can I get another one?" said another. It wasn't about the juice. It was about healing. He didn't have a plan. He didn't even have money, but he had something stronger, purpose. In 2011, after years of recovery and struggle, Khalil opened his first juice bar in Malibu. It was small. Just a few tables. No big marketing budget. No celebrities. He called it SunLife Organics. His mission? Simple. Love. Heal. Inspire. At first, customers trickled in. But then, word spread. His passion was contagious. The vibe was real. The product, life-changing. Celebrities began to visit. Athletes. Health gurus. Locals who felt lost. The man who once slept in the streets was now serving smoothies to millionaires. Within a few years, SunLife Organics expanded rapidly. Malibu. Pacific Palisades. Beverly Hills. Austin. Each store had a unique energy, not just about juice, but about healing energy. Khalil became more than an entrepreneur. He was a speaker, a mentor, an author. His book, I Forgot to Die, became a bestseller, not because it was about drugs, but because it was about hope. From junkie to juice king, Khalil doesn't hide from his past. He embraces it. Because it's proof that your story isn't over. In his own words, "I used to think I was broken forever. But you know what? The moment I started loving myself, everything changed." So if you're watching this, and you feel stuck, or ashamed, or invisible, know this: you are one decision away from a completely different life. just like Khalil. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, share it. Someone needs to hear it today. Subscribe for more true stories that heal and inspire.